Hello, Miss. The
Hello.
members of our group are Camila, Paola, Carmen, and Valentina. We read the book Okay for Now,
from Gary B. Schmidt.
and Paola is gonna.
So the book is about a kid named Doug and all his family. Mostly, the book talked about the
His life, and he moved from Long Island to Marysville, and then he had to form a new life, a new house, go to another school,
Washington
met
Irving
new
High
people,
New friends.
and he had a job making deliveries for the
Spicer
Spicer
Delivery.
Daily. Mhm.
And he found a friend called Lily Spicer. She was the daughter of the owner of the Spicer Deli, and they became really close friends. And they
boyfriends.
yeah
A
they
couple.
formed a relationship.
A very important part of the book is that he found something that he really loved, that was drawing. He went to the library, the public library of Marysville, and he found a book of Birds of America. And he started with the help of Mr. Power. He started to draw all the birds, and he started to learn about techniques of drawing.
Mr. Powell also helped him to discover that he could be an artist, something that he never thought he could be, and Mr. Powell gave him hopes for his life because he didn't think of any future for him.
We can say that life was really hard. He had the main conflict of the book is his relationship with his father, because his father was an alcoholic, and
A very violent person.
And
he had a
frustrated person.
he had a really bad relationship with all the members of his family. His brother Christopher, his brother Lucas, who was at the beginning of the book in Vietnam. With the only person that Doug had a good relationship with his mother. She was a really lovely person, and he was the only person that showed affect to Doug.
Doug cared a lot about her mother and tried to help her with everything, and he loved when her mother smiled.
He tried to draw, or he thought how he can draw the smile of his mother.
But he couldn't because he was.
So beautiful.
Yes, it was so beautiful.
An internal conflict that I I couldn't find like the the answer is why Doug loved so much birds, and why he wanted to find all the birds to put them back in the book. I don't know why. I don't know if it is because the birds can fly wherever they
Or
want.
the birds are free, maybe.
I think Doug related to the first bird that he saw in the library, the Arctic tern, and when the story continues, he relate with all the birds in the book. He finds that the birds tell his story too.
I thought
And
that maybe he wants to be free like the birds. and that's why he felt like admiration for the bird.
Maybe the birds means avoid to avoid their reality.
Like a
Maybe.
escape of his reality.
He was always making comparisons
Between the birds.
between the birds and the people he was meeting. I don't know.
The other thing that I found
Why?
interesting that his brother Christopher, at first I thought he was very mean and he did not care about his mother, but almost at the end of the book he shows that he cares about his mother, and he was trying to protect her in a way from his father. And when Lucas came home, he also showed another part of his personality, and he tried to help Lucas because he.
They showed a growth in
Yes.
his personality.
Yes, I believe that.
Christopher showed a big growth when Lucas came and he saw that
He has no legs.
he was to
He was blind.
Christopher had to help him.
And
I
sometimes Doug feels that he's repeating
The pattern.
the pattern of Christopher, and then he tried to say, "Oh, I can do that. I can act like my oldest brother," and he trying to be a different person.
I think it was
That was Lucas.
Christopher.
Oh,
No, Christopher.
I
Christopher.
confused.
Christopher thought that he didn't know if he's going to become his father, because he sometimes feels like
No,
he's his father.
Camila was
something like
talking
that.
about when
I
Doug
confused the
was
name.
Doug said something, for example, and he thought, "Oh, I'm talking like Lucas."
Yes, yes, I confused the
That
name.
part.
Yes.
Yes.
And Christopher then realized that he wanted to be like his father.
Yes, yes,
No.
I confused the name.
Didn't want. Yes.
Yes.
Uh, another important part of of Doug in his new life was his job. He had two jobs in the book:
Yes.
the deliveries and
The
the
babysitter.
babysitting. The babysitting was the result of a very important part
Because
of his part of his life in school, because he learned how to read, because he had problems with that.
he didn't know how to read, and Mrs. Cooper, I think, realized that and helped him with a unit just for him, and he learned how to read. And when he babysit the Dougherty's kids,
Five kids.
5 kids, he read a lot to the kids because they couldn't go to sleep if you don't
Read
give
a,
read
read
a
a
book.
story.
And also I think they gave him that job because they trust him.
Yes, because Doug, he saw that Doug was a really responsible person, and we could see this through the book. For example, we never fail with his job with the deliveries, even if it was summer
It
or
was snowing.
winter.
Even when Lily
got sick,
and his father told him that he
couldn't pay.
couldn't pay, he said that he's still with the job.
Yeah, that's because the doctor is trust in
The care of the kids.
And he also helped Joel with his asthma. Yeah, because one night all the kids were sleeping, and Joel, one of the kids, started with a asthma attack, and he took him in the arms, and he went to the
He ran.
he ran to the doctor's house near their home, and he helped him. He did a wonderful performance
Yes. Like
in that accident. Mhm.
the other thing.
Carmen, you want to say something?
The other thing that I found interesting was when Lucas came home, because I think that it's very important for Doug too, because he also shows growth in her personality. For example, when he was taking the bandages of his eyes, and he did not yell at him or
The
The part
dog
that I
role
found-
a really important part in when Lucas removed his bandages of his.
And Carmen, what part of the book called your attention?
The part when the father to stole the prices.
I found sad that part.
Because my father or my mother never stole the on price, because the price are mine. My um, force, person, force, effort, um, and that.
And I found it sad because his father was very angry with him all the time with no reasons, and he hit everyone.
But it's only with Doug or with the other brothers too?
The, the father
Mhm.
has a specific personality.
Or only he hates
He
With
hates
family.
everyone.
Oh,
Mhm.
but I want to say if he act bad with all the brothers or
Yes.
oh okay.
He was completely mean with every person in that family.
The part of the book that caught my attention the most was when finally Doug could find all the birds, all the birds' pictures, and he only need one more, and was the Arctic tern, but he drew it, and it was so beautiful and almost perfect that they put it with Mr. Power. They put it on the book, and the book was finally complete. And Doug felt like he did a really good thing, and he put all the birds where they belong. That was my favorite part of the book.
I think at first you couldn't tell if he will do something like this, because I think that the effort that he puts into collecting all the birds' pictures, it's admirable, because he really cares about all that pictures, and I think that shows the maturity of the character.
And something that surprised me is that even when Doug had a really difficult life with his father, that wasn't the best father of the year, and with his brothers, that Christopher had troubles with the police. At the end of the book, we read that he wasn't the author of all the robberies, but through the book he had those problems. He went to jail and everything. Uh, Passing all those problems, could Doug was a good person. He helped the people when he could. he worked really hard to pay, for example, for an ice cream to his mother, and he was a really good boy. Even when maybe the environment where he lived was difficult, he passed through everything, and he went a
Yes,
good
I
boy.
agree with you. I think that he could manage his environment and not became a bad person like his father.
Mhm.
He trying to be different, and this is what he trying to show when he comes to live to Marysville. He trying to be different, a different person that he was in Long Island.
Mhm.
And
Well,
I
to
think,
sum up.
yeah, now talking about the way that the book is written, I think it's very good for young people to read something like it's easy and it's appealing for young people. It
Mhm.
was really enjoyable for me to read that book because of the way that was written.
in the way that he tell the story, the narration also caught my attention because in some part he trying to make the audience part of the story, but
Mhm.
then he says, but as I told you,
As I told you before,
or it's not your business. He trying to say something, but then he says, I don't.
He was like proving us.
Yes,
If
if
we
you remember the
remember
story.
the things that he said previously.
Yes.
Mhm. Well, yeah. To sum up, the book was obviously really interesting, and it's a new book.
yes,
More
Uh,
than four.
it
Four?
was written in 2013. Even when it's setting in 1968. How we know that? Because of the Apollo 11 and Joe Peviton. He
That
was.
are things of this time.
Mhm. And I really like the book, and I will recommend it to young people who had, mm, for example, psychological problems, and they don't know how to pass
How to
through
deal with
all
them.
the problems. Dog is a proof that if you can dream, you can do it.
Yes.
I
Mhm.
think I would recommend it to all young people because it shows you another reality. And even when Doug and his brother and his mother had a bad day, they didn't let them affect them.
Mhm.
He trying to still living and still dreaming and still having a life.
So that's it.
That was our
Bye.
Bye,
summary.
Mace.
Bye, bye.